There are a lot of things people confidently pretend to know. Wine terms, how taxes work, the names of everyone at a family reunion, and who sings half the songs from the 1970s. The truth is, some of the decade's biggest hits came from bands that disappeared faster than your New Year's resolutions.
I dress it to my wife, say I won't be coming home, I gotta start a new life.
You know the songs. You've sung them at weddings and grocery stores, in the car at red lights when you thought nobody was watching. But could you actually name the artist? Could you bet money on it? Probably not. And you are absolutely not alone. Today we're diving into the songs everyone knows, but nobody knows the band. And fair warning, you're about to have several, wait, that's who sings this? Moments. Let's get started. We begin with a song that has been played in every bar, restaurant, cruise ship, Christian and grocery store since 1972. Brandy, You're a Fine Girl. The smooth nautical anthem you've heard 10,000 times was performed by Looking Glass. Yes, Looking Glass. Not to be confused with anything else named Looking Glass, because the band pretty much vanished after this one. But they left behind a melody so iconic that even when you think you're tired of it, the chorus hits and suddenly you're emotionally invested in the love life of a fictional bartender. Looking Glass didn't stick around long, but Brandy is eternal. She's the queen of songs everyone knows, and the band name nobody does. Now let's move from the ocean to somewhere much greener. Spirit in the Sky. You know this riff the second it starts. It sounds like someone plugged a guitar directly into a lightning bolt. It's gritty, it's funky, it's hypnotic. And it was created by Greenbaum, a man who somehow managed to go full gospel rock despite not being remotely religious. That's right. Norman wrote a spiritual anthem because he thought it would sound cool. And guess what? It does. This song has been in movies, commercials, video games. If you've been alive since the 1970s, you've heard it, probably hundreds of times. But Greenbaum, he could walk right past most people wearing a shirt that says, "I wrote Spirit in the Sky," and they'd still think he borrowed it from someone else. Speaking of things people assume they know, let's talk about Play That Funky Music. This song is so recognizable that you could hum it right now and someone nearby would involuntarily shout, "White boy!" It's practically a reflex. But can the average person name the band? Absolutely not. This groovy masterpiece came from Wild Cherry, a band that sounded like a flavor of lip gloss, but delivered one of the most unforgettable funk rock anthems in music history. The irony? Wild Cherry never topped this first hit. They played that funky music one time, and then quietly left the building, presumably exhausted from how hard they nailed it. Now let's crank up something a little rowdier. Black Betty. Oh, you know it. You've heard it at sporting events, in movies, blasting from trucks with questionable muffler choices, and yet almost nobody knows the band behind it. That honor belongs to Ram Jam.
Black Betty had a child, don't think gonna wild.
And Ram Jam did not ease into this song. They kicked the doors down, stomped on every pedal, and yelled, "Whoa, Black Betty," like they were trying to wake up an entire city block. One of the most recognizable hooks in the world. And yet ask anyone who Ram Jam is, and they'll look at you like you're making up words. Now let's shift gears into something a little less explosive, but infinitely more iconic. Stuck in the Middle with You, smooth, relaxed, unmistakably 70s, and forever associated with a certain Quentin Tarantino film scene that we're not going to describe because we'd like you to sleep tonight. This gem was created by Stealers Wheel, and Stealers Wheel might be one of the greatest musical mysteries of all time. They sounded like early Eagles, wrote like early Dylan, and harmonized like they were one good afternoon away from becoming legendary. But for most people, they're just the band that sang that one song from that one movie. You know the song, you just don't know the band, and that's why they're here. Now let's slide into something smoother. Take a Letter Maria, a song so catchy that even people under the age of 40 know it, even though they absolutely do not know who sings it. This soulful story song with the world's most efficient workplace breakup was performed by R.B. Greaves. And if you're wondering why the name sounds familiar, it's because Greaves was actually a nephew of Sam Cooke. Yes, that Sam Cooke. Take a Letter Maria was his massive hit, a blend of soul, pop, and a dash of, my wife left me, so I'm dictating my comeback plan to my secretary. And for decades, people have been confidently misattributing it to at least 5 other artists. Poor R.B. Greaves, immortalized by a song everyone knows, yet still somehow invisible.
Don't know much biology.
Now get ready, because when it comes to songs everyone knows, few rival the next one. In the Summertime by Mungo Jerry. This is one of the most recognizable riffs in human history. It sounds like sunburn and cheap sunglasses and warm pavement and someone telling you to drink water. And Mungo Jerry, they were the good vibes hippie jug band that accidentally created a global anthem before promptly disappearing into the sunset like a mirage. Play this song anywhere, and at least 3 people will start nodding along. Ask them who Mungo Jerry is, and they will politely decline the question. Speaking of songs that sound like happiness in audio form, let's talk about Dancing in the Moonlight by King Harvest. This one is magical. It's warm, dreamy, cozy, and so catchy that scientists could probably use it to revive plants. Everyone knows the song. Almost nobody knows the band. King Harvest made music like they were trying to bottle joy. And for one perfect moment in 1972, they did.
That's when the wind blows across the water.
This song refuses to age. It will outlive us all. But King Harvest, they remain one of music's greatest wait who mysteries. Now let's blast into something a little more theatrical. Hooked on a Feeling by Blue Swede. You know the version, the Ooga Chaka version, the one that refuses to leave your body once it enters. This song is so famous that even toddlers recognize it, and it's somehow made a full comeback thanks to a talking raccoon in a Marvel movie. And the band, Blue Swede, a Swedish pop rock group that remade the song with chanting, horns, and a level of confidence I truly admire. Their version didn't just become the definitive one, it erased all others from public memory. But remember their name? Not a chance. And finally, we end with a band that absolutely deserves more recognition, even though the universe keeps refusing to give it to them. Thin Lizzy, yes, the same Thin Lizzy who gave us The Boys Are Back in Town, a song so universal that it might as well come preloaded on every electric guitar sold worldwide. And yet, ask the average person who sings it, and they stare at you blankly before taking a wild guess. Thin Lizzy is one of the greatest rock bands of the 70s. Twin guitar harmonies, killer songwriting, Phil Lynnett's iconic vocals. But they remain criminally under-recognized. Everyone knows the song, not the band. Case closed. These 10 songs ruled the radio, the jukeboxes, the car stereos, and eventually the movie soundtracks of our lives. But the bands behind them, they slipped quietly into the shadows, leaving behind hooks, riffs, melodies, and choruses that will outlive every one of us. And there's a strange kind of magic in that, because knowing the band isn't required to feel the music. These songs became cultural landmarks all on their own. They're the soundtrack of road trips, barbecues, dance floors, roller rinks, and questionable fashion choices. They're woven into our memories. They're the background music of growing up. They're pure, undiluted 70s. But now, you do know the bands. You can surprise people at parties. You can dominate at trivia night. You can finally stop crediting Brandy to Player or Spirit in the Sky to Credence. Today, justice has been served. Quietly, but served nonetheless. If you enjoyed this nostalgic dive, and if you learned something new, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell us which song shocked you the most, and which one you secretly knew all along. And hey, if you want more episodes like this, let us know what decade we should tackle next. Until then, keep your memories loud, your music soft, and your turntable spinning.